Winter break came around and I went home for the first time since leaving for college. Okay. Everything felt safe and familiar.
I don't have a blanket for me.
Using skincare. I showered without flip-flops, ate good non-ronde Asian food, played board games with the family friends I grew up with, and saw my best friend. You know that old saying where it's like, people that can pick up right where you left off with? That's literally how I felt. I was low-key worried that things were going to be so different. We don't see each other anymore, and it's going to be super awkward. But honestly, I laughed even harder with my friends and family than the last time I saw them. Picked up where we left off, and made it even better. It was only when I was back home when I realized how much I missed it. I found myself longing for quarantine again, and what it was like to not have to think about life or the next day. I miss what it was like to just spend hours with the people I felt happiest with, and still feel like we had too much time. I really missed Wendy and all the places we would bike to, things we would try, moments we would laugh together, and photos we would take. I miss the hydro fields with my parents.
Happy Wife's Day.
Mom was very
And I realized I needed a healthier way of coping with homesickness. These days, I try to remind myself to appreciate the good times that are here in Cali, but also the ones I felt internally. And I knew this was going to be another big year of change. So lately, I've been kind of upset and mad that we're moving, and I didn't know how to process an emotion. My parents told me we were moving out of the house I grew up in and across the country to Vancouver. So this secret has been on my door for the last 7 years, 8 years. Not gonna lie, that was a hard pill to swallow. And there used to be a lot more. I would lock my door and fight with my parents to make sure nothing, including dog posters from a book fair in grade 5, got thrown out. It sounds so stupid to be so strongly attached to $3 pieces of paper, but I felt like if I took down the posters covering my wall, that it would be one step closer to moving away. I worried a lot. Will my home friends and I grow apart when I move away? When's the next time that I'll be around all of my family friends again? What am I going to do during the Christmas holidays? I wanted that security where I would always know that wherever I am, I could come back to Toronto and feel at home again. Omicron delayed this process of throwing things out, and I was so happy when school got pushed online. I kept justifying to myself that I needed to stay home, to save money, to stay safe, to stay mentally sane, to stay well fed. But really, I was just scared of things changing.
Dude, we know you needed better people in your vlog than last time.
Oh.
I'll be honest. Come back though. Come back soon and record in person.
On my way.
I was talking to my therapist about this one day, and she said that of all the college students she had, I was the only one that still hadn't gone back to campus. A subtle roast, but for some reason, hearing that was all I needed. I had this new confidence that if so many other people can do it, then so can I. I started taking down memories from my wall, throwing out old dusty cards, and gently packing up what I needed into 3 boxes. Hi, I was wondering if you guys took book donations. I donated loads of old stationery and toys to my elementary school and the thrift shop near my house. I held on to the thought that some kid out there would enjoy the toys way more than I ever could. So, since we're moving, I went to drop off a bunch of my old school supplies at my first elementary school, and it felt very full circle. I was starting to learn how to cherish what I experienced without needing to physically surround myself to the people and the objects tied to it. I booked a one-way ticket to LA, and it hit me that I wasn't just going to 3-month sleepaway camp, but I was leaving to the place that would be the closest thing to home for the next 3 years. I came back to campus, and low-key, it felt harder to transition this time around than it did in fall quarter. There weren't welcome week events. Instead, there were midterms, responsibilities, and chores to catch up on. That first week we were back in person, we were handed one piece of bad news after another. Basketball time! You can't really tell from this clip, but even going to things as exciting as my first basketball game couldn't take my mind off the Knicks. I felt like everyone around me had their back. It was such a big deal for me to be in LA again, but obviously the world wasn't going to stop just because I was back. I had to learn that things would get better with time. With time came reasons to celebrate, and meals to celebrate them over. With time came familiar faces from clubs and classes. With time came deep talks, conversations, and laughter that made me feel like things were going to be okay. I skipped the drama and get right to the action. Front looking for enemies. I got my friends that brought hams and they get.
That's a video.
Thankfully, there was still consistency in the midst of all this adjusting. Winter quarter was the quarter of my club's retreats and big events. My fellowship hosted appreciation, and it was so cute seeing everyone dressed up. Okay, so right now I'm heading to appreciation, which is like an event inside my fellowship where we appreciate the other gender in our class. We give them gifts and make videos, and I look really stupid right now, but I'm supposed to be Heath the dog. I forgot to mention this, but it's also tradition to dress up as a certain thing.
Be in your vlog. Okay. Oh my gosh.
We also had a big basketball tournament where I made some embarrassing plays. And here's Scott being.
He said record everything, so I'm recording everything.
What about this one?
I don't think he wants you.
To be honest, it wasn't until editing this video that I realized I spent more time with the people in my fellowship than I thought. Low-key, I've always thought I had no friends in fellowship, so...
This is going into the vlog, Nathan. Oh! We should cut that part out. It's going in the vlog. It's like look at me. So happy though. His laugh is kind of sad.
What's up, guys? We're at retreat. Oh, this is really good lighting. Wait, no, actually. Yeah. It was only until going on retreat that I realized how much of a toll that COVID took on our friendships and how comfortable I'd feel in such a large fellowship. After a year and a half, I also finally got a book on the retreat of money.
That's hella good.
It was really surreal to see the older members and the newer members and think about how the club has grown and really how I've grown since joining. My car also turned the drive from 2 hours to 5 hours because we made so many pit stops. Literally every single one I can imagine with 4 Asian girls in the car.
That's hella good.
Yeah! Thanks, Victoria. Made it.
On the car ride back, one of my friends brought up how the city is one part of the college experience, but so is campus life. That we could always explore LA after graduating, but it really is such a rare opportunity for us to live and to study in such close proximity to so many people at our age. I thought about that conversation a lot.
Is that famous? Is he famous?
I thought about how during fall quarter, I was just exploring LA to escape the situations that would cause me social anxiety. By going out, I'd always be with people I was comfortable with, doing something that I knew I enjoyed. The thought of being in a room full of new people and asking someone to hang just made me so anxious. But I kept thinking back to how my friend was right, about how rare it is to live on the hill, and it wasn't something I wanted to take for granted.
Oh my gosh.
So I started to make the effort to overcome my fear of awkward conversations and feeling out of place. I started to say yes to some events that were at most a 10-minute walk and showed up to a random person's YouTube video.
This is moments before we become famous on Tyler Blanchard's YouTube channel.
We could be famous on your YouTube channel.
Oh, Eden's YouTube channel!
Lauren's YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Lauren's YouTube channel.
This is a YouTuber, by the way. He was doing some video on how many friends can he make in a day.
Okay, I'll get out of it. Famous people.
Honestly, it was such an
Creating
elegant
an Apple to an
experience.
iPhone. Is that what you guys are doing?
I asked people to study and eat meals with no dining halls. It's probably a norm for a lot of people, but these were genuinely some of the scariest and hardest yeses and asks I've ever made in my life because honestly, I was so scared of rejection. Like many situations, I just told myself to fake the confidence and that eventually I'll get there, you know? And I think that mindset did get me to a place where the scariness started to wear off. I made some really solid friends from my classes as we grinded out our CS35L project and scrounge, and if you ever mention the word logician to me, I might just die.
What? No!
I love the nights that would end in my friends and I just talking for hours about who knows what. As for the meals, I find myself really enjoying listening to what other people were so passionate about. I told myself that when spring quarter came around, I also wanted to do things that made me happy, even if it didn't directly contribute to my professional growth.
Because you're my NSU president.
Winter quarter was also the first time I started seeing some flaws in the fake it till you make it mentality, and I couldn't apply it to everything.
Could you imagine the view you wake up to? Laura's getting Bruin ties. This is the inverted fence.
Wait, I can barely see you.
Oh, okay. Yay! You can never touch it again now. Never again.
I found myself in a lot of situations where I didn't know what to do. School was tough and I couldn't grasp the material. Friendships confused me. I didn't know what I was doing with my summer and how to risk assess the adult decisions I was making. And I think it's okay to not know, but I just couldn't admit to myself and the people around me that I didn't know something. Trying to keep it all together actually did the opposite. And while I learned how important time is in adjusting to external changes pretty early on in the quarter, it took me a lot longer to realize that time is also necessary for all those internal changes. Final tomorrow, and I'm so excited to be done. Midnight yell! I don't know if you guys can hear it. 7 a.m. I'm having to go fail a final. What a great way to start. I've been thinking a lot about how college is basically Wordle. It's just trial and error to figure out what works and what doesn't. And sometimes you get lucky on your first try. And other times it's going to take you 22 tries. Not that I could relate because I'm a pro at Wordle. In conclusion, my friends suck at Wordle. And thanks for watching. Bye! It's the day before spring break. Chris wants to die, but Josh is big chilling.
Yes, sir.
Yay.
Anyway, thanks y'all for every like and favor. I've been reading y'all comments. Make sure to leave a like and hit that bell button.
Where's the subscribe?
Wait, I can't tell if Laura's triggered right now.